Kyle says 5 shocking words to Claire. She breaks down in tears. The next part of The Young and the Restless is going to be really big. Something is going to happen in Genoa City that will be very upsetting. It will be so upsetting that even people who have been watching The Young and the Restless for a time will still be thinking about it after it is over. This is about Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman. They have been having a lot of problems with trust and love and family for a time. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman have been dealing with betrayal and family loyalty for months. It all happens when Kyle Abbott says something to Claire Newman that is very surprising. He says 5 words that really hurt Claire Newman. Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman are going to have a lot of issues because of what Kyle Abbott says to Claire Newman. The tension has been building up slowly since Claire tried to show that she can be her person separate from the Newman family name. Claire is the granddaughter of Victor Newman and the daughter of Victoria Newman, so she has grown up with the Newman family and all that comes with it. She has had to deal with people trying to get power secrets being kept and a lot of expectations. Claire wants people to see her more than just a member of the Newman family. She wants to be liked for who she is and what she thinks, not just because she is a Newman. The Newman name is a part of her life, but Claire wishes people would look at her own feelings and decisions, not just her last name, the Newman name. Kyle Abbott is the son of Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins. He knows what it is like to live in the shadow of a family. When Kyle Abbott met the love of his life, it felt like it was meant to be. Kyle Abbott and his partner were both from families, the Newmans and the Abbotts, and they wanted to make their own way. They still wanted to respect where they came from though. Love is never easy in Genoa City, with the Newmans and the Abbotts not getting along. The Newmans and the Abbotts have been rivals for a long time. Kyle is really being pulled in a lot of directions these days. His mother, Diane Jenkins, is always telling him that he needs to do what is best for the Abbott name. She wants him to protect the Abbott name no matter what. Jack Abbott has also warned Kyle that if he gets involved with the Newmans, it could lead to trouble for the Abbotts. The Newmans and the Abbotts have had problems before. Kyle's friend Claire is having a time too. Victoria is questioning Claire's decisions. Victor is keeping a close eye on Kyle. Victor is watching Kyle closely, like he is waiting for him to make a mistake. The Newmans are always watching the Abbotts, and Kyle is right in the middle of it all. Victor Newman does not think any Abbott is good enough for a Newman woman. He has made this very clear. Claire says she can make her decisions, but this is really hard for her. Kyle is trying to make her feel better. He tells her that what they have is more important than the problems between their families. Things are not going well. People are talking about Kyle meeting someone from Claire's past in secret. There are rumors at Newman Enterprises that Kyle might be hiding something from Claire. The Newman women are very important to Victor Newman. He wants to protect them from the Abbotts. Claire is stuck in the middle of all this. Kyle and Claire's relationship is getting harder because of Victor Newman and the Abbotts. Newman Enterprises is a part of the problem. The important part of the story starts quietly. Claire is waiting in the living room of the Abbott mansion. She is thinking about what she wants to say to Kyle. Claire found out that Kyle did not tell her something about a business deal that could affect Newman Enterprises. This makes Claire feel like Kyle kept something from her. When Kyle comes into the room, Claire can see that he is tense. Kyle is not just feeling stressed, he is also feeling unsure about what to do. Claire talks to Kyle and her voice is steady. You can tell she is very upset inside. Claire is talking to Kyle about Newman Enterprises. What he did. She asks him out if he has been honest with her about what he has been doing. Kyle does not say anything away, and that says a lot. Claire feels really bad when she thinks that the man she has been sticking up for to her family might have chosen to be sneaky of telling the truth. The man she is talking about is Kyle, and Claire has been defending Kyle to her family. Now she is not so sure if Kyle has been honest with her about his dealings, and that bothers her. So Kyle is trying to tell her that he was looking out for her. He did not want her to get hurt because of the fight between Jack Abbott and Victor Newman. Then Claire says that she does not need him to look out for her, she needs him to work with her. She says he thinks she is too weak, that she cannot handle the truth. Things start to get really heated between them because of all the stuff that has happened between the Abbotts and the Newmans over the years, and now it is affecting Kyle and Claire's relationship with each other, and with the Abbott-Newman rivalry still going on. Kyle says that Victor is always making threats, and that is making him wonder if being with Claire is really worth all the trouble that will come. Then Claire's face changes. For the time, Kyle sees fear in her eyes. She is not scared of Victor. She is not scared of what the company will do. She is scared of losing Kyle. Claire is scared that she will lose the person she cares about, Kyle. Then it happens. Kyle looks at her with eyes that are full of pain. He says something that really hurts her. He says maybe Victor was right. The room is completely quiet now. Claire blinks because she thinks she did not hear him correctly. For a time she has been saying that Kyle is a good person. She has been telling everyone that her grandfather Victor is wrong about Kyle. Victor said that Kyle is weak and only looks out for himself. He said that Kyle is not loyal. Now Kyle is saying that maybe Victor is right. This really hurts Claire. She feels like Kyle has let her down. Tears start to come out of her eyes. She asks Kyle what he means by what he said. She wants to know why he thinks Victor might be right about him. Kyle is trying to take back what he said. He says he only meant that Victor was right about how their relationship could cost them a lot. He means that it could cause a lot of problems. It is too late now. What Kyle said has already hurt Claire. She thinks that Kyle is saying it is not worth it to love her. This makes her feel really bad about herself. She has always been afraid that loving her would be too hard for someone. Now Kyle's words make her think that she was right to be afraid. The relationship with Kyle is very important to Claire. She wants to know that Kyle thinks it is worth fighting for. Now she is not so sure. Claire's breakdown is really quiet at first. It is not loud or anything. She says things in a whisper. She tells Kyle that she picked him over a lot of things that matter to her. She chose him over being comfortable and having her family like her. She even chose him over being safe. Claire did all this because she believed in Kyle and her. Kyle tries to get closer to her. Claire takes a step back. This shows that she is pulling away from him, not physically but also in her feelings. Claire tells Kyle that if he thinks Victor is right, then maybe her grandfather's way of thinking is rubbing off on him. She says this because her grandfather does not trust people easily. Claire is worried that Kyle is starting to think like her grandfather. Maybe love really is just a liability in Genoa City. Elsewhere, Victoria Newman thinks that something is not right. She has not trusted Kyle from the beginning. She really wants to keep Claire safe. Victoria Newman is very careful about Claire, in a way that's a little too much. When Claire comes to the Newman ranch that night, her eyes are red and she is barely able to stay calm. Victoria Newman immediately wants to know what is going on. Claire tries to make it seem like nothing is wrong. Victoria Newman sees what is really happening. When Victoria Newman finds out about the 5 words that Kyle said, she wants to protect Claire more. Victoria Newman's feelings of wanting to keep Claire safe become very strong. She says that Victor told them all along and that Claire deserves someone who will not question her worth. Claire defends Kyle even when she is crying, saying that he said those things because he was scared, not because he wanted to hurt her. This makes the situation more sad. Claire does not want to give up on Kyle, but she is really hurt by what he did. Kyle talks to Jack Abbott about what's going on. Jack pays attention to what his son is saying. He knows that what Kyle has done is very serious. Jack tells Kyle that the things we say can really hurt people. This is especially true in families where people take a lot of pride in where they come from. Jack says he has made mistakes like this before with Diane Jenkins. He let his ego and rivalry with someone else get in the way of thinking clearly about his feelings. Jack wants Kyle to think about what he wants. Does Kyle want to be afraid of what Victor Newman will do? Does Kyle want to do what is best for the people he loves, like Claire? Kyle does not know what to do. He says that he loves Claire. At the same time, he is scared that he will become a part of Victor's game. Victor is always playing games. He does not want to be a pawn in Victor's game. He loves Claire. He does not want anything to hurt her. Victor's game is very complicated. He does not know what Victor is planning to do. He just knows that he loves Claire. He wants to protect her from Victor's endless chess game. The news of what happened spreads fast. Victor Newman finds out about the fight from the people who tell him things. A small smile comes on his face. It is not because he is mean, it is because he feels like he was right. He thinks he showed that the Abbotts are not very stable. But down, Victor Newman is a little worried. He really likes Claire and does not want anything bad to happen to her. Victor Newman may do some things to get what he wants, but he really loves his family like Victor Newman does. The thing with Victor Newman is that he will do anything to protect the people he cares about, like Claire and the rest of his family, which is very important to Victor Newman. Victor talks to Nikki Newman when they are alone. He tells her that he did not want Claire to get hurt. He just wanted to keep her from being sad. Nikki asks if what Victor did was really helping Claire. She thinks that maybe Victor was not being completely honest with Claire. This makes Nikki wonder if Victor is doing the thing. Victor is still doing things that re not totally good or totally bad. He is still doing things that re kind of in the middle. Victor is still doing things that Nikki Newman's not sure about. Back at the Abbott mansion, Diane Jenkins talks to Kyle about how things look. She is worried that if Claire backs off, it could start a fight between companies again. Diane has worked hard to be part of the Abbott family, and she does not want her son's relationship with Claire to mess everything up. Diane thinks Kyle should do something in public to show that everything is okay, like going to an event with Claire that the Newman family is having. But Kyle knows this is not about how things seem, it is about trusting each other. Claire cannot stop thinking about what Kyle said to her. She keeps thinking maybe Victor was right over and over in her head. It is like someone is being mean to her and saying it to hurt her feelings. Claire starts to wonder if she is silly for thinking that she and Kyle could be together even though their families do not get along. She feels a lot of hurt. She is also very angry. She is angry at Kyle and angry at the way things have been between their families for long. Claire decides that she does not want the past to control what happens to her. The day Claire goes to Crimson Lights to meet Kyle, she wants to stay calm and talk to him. She tells him that she needs more than saying sorry. She needs to know for sure. She looks at him, asks, does he really choose her all the way without any doubts? Kyle is struggling with this. It is not that he does not love her. It is just that this feels like a big deal. Kyle and her, they are talking about something. She wants to know if Kyle chooses her, if he really does. Kyle does something that surprises everyone. He goes to Newman Enterprises. Tells Victor that he is not afraid of him. Kyle says he will not let Victor scare him and mess up his relationship. This makes Claire very surprised. Kyle showing he is brave does not make the hurt go away. It shows he is willing to stand up for himself. Victor is not impressed and tells Kyle that talking big is not enough, he needs to be strong. This argument brings back the fight between the Abbotts and the Newmans. Jack Abbott and Victoria Newman get. It is hard to know what is business and what is personal. Kyle and Victor are still. It is getting intense. The Abbotts and Newmans have been enemies for a time, and it looks like it is not going to end anytime soon. Claire sees two men fighting over her future. They think they get to decide what happens to her. Claire says no. She tells Victor and Kyle that she will not be a fight between them. She wants to be in charge of her life. She wants to make her decisions. Not because she's a Newman, not because she is with someone, but because she is Claire. This is the part of the episode. Claire was sad. She cried. Then she stood up and she was clear about what she wants. She tells Kyle that love is not about doing big things to make up for mistakes. Love is about being brave every day. Claire says that both people in a relationship have to be brave, not one person. The episode ends on a sad note. Kyle is standing by himself outside the Abbott mansion thinking about how 5 bad words almost ruined his life. Claire is sitting at the Newman ranch looking at pictures from when she was a kid, thinking about what kind of legacy she wants to leave behind. The camera shows her face with tears on it. You can see she is determined. What happens next with Kyle and Claire is not clear. One thing is, for sure, those 5 words changed everything for Kyle and Claire. In true Young and the Restless fashion, love, power, and family collide in a way that feels both intimate and epic, reminding viewers that in Genoa City, the most devastating battles are often fought not in boardrooms, but in the fragile space between two hearts. The morning after everything went down, Genoa City is really talking about the Newman-Abbott drama. Claire Newman wakes up. She still remembers what Kyle said. He said maybe Victor was right. Those 5 words are stuck in her head. It feels like they are a part of her now. She looks at herself in the mirror. Tries to figure out who she is. She is trying to understand the woman looking back at her. The feelings that bothered her all night. The Newman-Abbott drama is still on her mind. She is thinking about what Kyle said. Maybe Victor was right. Claire Newman is confused. She does not know what to do. Her hands shake a little as she fixes her hair. This is not because she is worried about how she looks. It is because she is worried about her relationship with Kyle. She thinks about her love for Kyle. If it was always going to be hard. She also thinks about if love can work when you do not trust each other in a big way. Her love for Kyle is what she is really thinking about. Can her love for Kyle survive when things are this bad? Kyle Abbott is going through a time. He is walking back and forth in the study at the Abbott mansion. He keeps thinking about what was said night. His father, Jack Abbott, gave him some advice. Kyle Abbott knows that what his father says can only help him so much. When it comes to love between the Abbott family and another powerful family in Genoa City, it is not that simple. Love is not something that can be figured out by thinking about it. Kyle Abbott is in love. It is complicated because of the families involved, the Abbott family and the other family, in Genoa City. Kyle's heart hurts because he thinks that when he tried to protect Claire, he might have actually made her go away. All the times Claire did not send him a text, all the time she did not call him, it feels like she is saying something about their relationship. Kyle feels anxious and sorry. His chest feels tight. He knows he has to do something, even if that means Victor Newman will be very angry with him. The thought of Victor Newman being angry with Kyle is scary. Kyle is willing to take that risk for Claire. He wants to make things right with Claire. Victor is always one step ahead of everyone. He is sitting in his office at Newman Enterprises. He has just been told by the people who give him information about the big argument between Kyle and Claire. A small smile comes on his face. It is hard to see. Victor feels good about himself because he thinks he is very good at making plans, not because he is mean. Even though he seems like he can do anything, he is really worried about Claire. He knows that people think he is a businessman and that they do not think he cares about anyone, but that is not true. Victor cares about Claire. He wants to make sure she is okay. Newman Enterprises is where Victor works. He is very good at his job. Victor watches Claire's movements closely. He pays attention to every conversation she has. He also notices every glance she gives Kyle. To Victor, Claire is the heir that he really does not want to lose. At the time, Claire is the granddaughter that Victor must keep safe from the Abbott legacy and all the problems that come with it. Victor wants to protect Claire from these problems because they can be very dangerous. Victoria Newman is going through a time. She is Claire's mother. She always tries to protect her daughter. Victoria Newman does not like it when someone threatens her daughter. People from the Abbott family. Now Victoria Newman is thinking about Kyle's actions. Victoria Newman thinks Kyle is a person, but she notices that he sometimes seems unsure of himself. Victoria Newman sees that Kyle often listens to his father or to what Victor thinks, and this bothers Victoria Newman. Victoria Newman is worried about what this means for her daughter Claire and for Kyle. Her instincts tell her to be careful. She knows Claire is not a kid anymore and cannot be protected from everything. Claire is a woman now with a heart and a smart mind, and she can make her own decisions. Every mother knows that worrying about her child can make it hard to think clearly about what is best for Claire. Diane Jenkins is taking charge of things. She knows how serious everything is. So she talks to Kyle. They have a really honest conversation. Diane Jenkins speaks in a voice that's gentle but also firm. This helps to clear up the confusion that Kyle is feeling. Diane Jenkins tells Kyle that love is not always easy, especially in a place like Genoa City, where it can be hard to know what to do. Sometimes you have to choose between what your family wants and what you want for yourself. Diane Jenkins reminds Kyle that love can be messy. Diane tells him that if he does not do something, if he lets fear stop him, he will lose Claire. He will not just lose her emotionally. He will lose her for good. Kyle listens to what Diane says. He thinks about it. He feels bad because what she says is true. He also feels like he can do something about it now. Diane thinks about what would be an idea, so she also tells him to think about when he should do things and how they will look to other people. She reminds him that small things he does in public can sometimes work better than talking to someone in private. Diane says this because she wants Kyle to think about what he's doing and when he is doing it, and she wants him to think about how it will affect Claire. As the day goes on, Claire starts to show how strong she really is. She sits in the Newman family library for hours. This library is a place that is full of memories of what her family has done in the past, the good and the bad. Claire thinks about the choices she has made, like going after Kyle, and all the things her family has been through. The more she thinks, the more she realizes one thing. She will not let fear control her love for Kyle. She will not let her heart get hurt in a fight that is not even her own. Claire knows she has to be strong and focus on her love for Kyle. This is a moment for her. She has to make a decision that will show how brave she is and how strong.